Make that big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
Let me preface this review by saying I am a mid-30-something uptight English guy. The very thought of a game like this gives me anxiety. However, having recently picked it up during a sale on the Hong Kong store for 30% off, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, I decided to take the plunge. You know, for science. I have masterfully managed to stay away from any kind of video footage of this game, and only really heard about it through our international news updates on Codename Morpheus, our weekly VR podcast. Every time it was brought up in the headlines, it was weird, from people buying life-size statues of the Hikari Miyamoto character to new editions of exotic blonde American girls and the like. Now, I've played Dead or Alive Extreme 3 VR and had a powerfully uncomfortable experience with that. Just sat there staring at swimsuit-clad virtual women, whilst they did everyday swimsuit-clad virtual women shit. It never really felt like they were connecting to me in any significant way, more like a zoo than an interactive experience. Here's where Summer Lessons differs from others of its ilk. The immersion level is intense.
そっか。なんか不思議な感じだけど、こういうのもいいよね。先生の教え方ってなんか独特だよね。イメージしてた家庭教師とは違うというか、でも楽しくできそうだし、先生の教え方きっと私には合ってるんだよ。
For a start, Hikari has no concept of a personal bubble. She will get all up in your shit real quick. People with personal space issues are guaranteed to be fully freaked out by how comfortable she is getting so close. Secondly, and more importantly to me, she is a fucking child. A high school girl. Yes, you are there to tutor her and help her get her grades up. The skill level involved with pulling that off successfully isn't necessarily more than pure luck at picking the exact right approach to each lesson and balancing work with general chit-chat. It's the other stuff that gets weird.
おいしい？じゃあ次は先生の番ね。
You have special items that you can select for the day that will guarantee something interesting comes up around that topic. Eating a piece of cake off a virtual high school girl's fork is definitely top 3 on my list of the weirdest VR experiences and possibly tops Resident Evil 7 in the terrifying factor. Other such joys include her dressing up as a maid for you, going to a fireworks show and making comments about couples touching hands during the event, and rubbing itch relief cream on her neck after she gets bitten by a mosquito and seems unable to handle such a daunting task all by herself. Mental Japanese shit aside, the core gameplay is unique. Every day you make up a regimen for Hikari. One lesson, one topic of conversation, and maybe a special item. You choose between 4 topics and try to rank her up in different areas of study. During your chosen topic, the game will ask you how you want to tackle it. Do you want to give advice or withhold advice to help her grow? Should she read those flashcards fast or slow? There are 3 options for each one. They basically give you a good, bad, or average outcome of the lesson. There are no hints of which one you should choose. It's basically blind luck, at least the first time through. After 7 days of getting to know Hikari, she takes her test. She gets a score, and you get an ending, of which there are a few. That's the entire sum of the experience, sans the downloadable characters that are currently still only available in the Japanese version of the game at time of writing this review. I can imagine if there was a few more girls, a few more lesson types and styles of teaching, a larger variety of items, that it might earn the $60 price tag it carries when it's not on sale. However, the base game should be nowhere near that price in this reviewer's humble opinion. It's not that it's not well made. In fact, the graphics and facial modeling are some of the best I've ever seen in VR. It's just not that long, and it has limited repeat play value. What it does very well, but what it does is super questionable as a legitimate game. An experience with subtle control would be a better description. Just a really, really unsettling one.
美味しいでしょ。あ、でもこれはさすがにお店でやらないか。なんか余計な感じのことまでしちゃったね。先生。
For the lonely otakus amongst us, there is a lot of enjoyment to be found, I'm sure. For a mid-30-year-old English guy, though, it just kinda makes me feel gross. Summer Lessons is currently only available in English, that's subtitles only, on the Hong Kong store. It is easy enough to hop over to playasia.com and buy a Hong Kong PSN card, though, if you feel like this sort of thing is for you. And you know what? Who am I to judge?
タオル持ってくればよかったな。もう汗だくだよ。
It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level.